Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the Garden School. Today, we are going to discuss the last chapter of the English workbook, Chapter 9, Chipko Moment. This is a link lesson of The Awakening, the last chapter in the English Reader. You can move to the reading comprehension. Read about the Chipko movement and its impact on environmental conservation. Gandhiji led India to freedom using non-violent means. In 1973, a similar movement took place in India for a different purpose. Villagers in Chamoli district of Uttar Pradesh, now Uttarakhand, protested against the felling of trees by hugging trees which were to be cut down for industrial purpose. So in 1973, the villagers of Chamoli district protested against cutting down trees for industrial purposes. So they hugged the tree and sent back the people who came to cut the trees. The word Chipko in Hindi means to embrace or cling to. This gesture of the villagers gave to this resistance the name Chipko movement. The protest was known as Chipko movement just because the meaning of Chipko in Hindi means to embrace or hold with affection. It was a non-violent method of protesting against mass urbanization and industrialization. So just like the Gandhiji's non-violent movement in India, in 1973, another movement against cutting down trees were introduced by the villagers of Chamoli district, that was in Uttar Pradesh. They hugged the trees and sent back the people who came to cut the trees from the villages. In Hindi, Chipko means to embrace or cling to. To embrace means hold with affection. So when people came to cut the trees, the villagers hold the trees tightly or embrace the trees and send the people back from cutting the woods. That is why the movement was known as Chipko movement. And this was a non-violent mode of protest against mass urbanization and industrialization. The Chipko movement draws inspiration from the Bishnoi community of Rajasthan. In the 18th century, this group of people, led by a woman named Amrita Devi, sacrificed their lives to protect the trees which were to be felled on the orders of the king of Jodhpur. So, the king of Jodhpur made an order to cut the trees. So, under the leadership of Amrita Devi, a group of people protested against it and they sacrificed their lives. That was happened in the 18th century. So even in the 18th century, people know the importance of trees. And the Chipko movement was inspired by the Bishnoi community of Rajasthan. The people of the Bishnoi community understood that cutting of trees will lead to flood and landsliding. This movement was one of its kind in recorded history and influenced many such movements elsewhere. So it was the beginning of many such movements after that. The environmentalist Chandi Prasad Bhatt, the founder of cooperative organization Dashole Gram Swarajya Mandal, led the first Chipko movement in 1973. So it was in 1973 the first Chipko movement, and that was led by Chandi Prasad Bhatt, who was a founder of cooperative organization Dashole Gram Swarajya Mandal. Soon, Sundarlal Bahuguna, another social activist, educated the villagers to protest against the deforestation of the Himalayan forest and created the slogan, "Ecology is the permanent economy." Immediately after that, another social activist, Sundarlal Bahuguna, started educating the people to protest against deforestation of the Himalayan forest and created the slogan, "Ecology is a permanent economy." In 1974, in a village called Reni, the government official who had come to fell 2,000 trees faced a group of women led by Gaura Devi, who encircled the trees and managed to push the officials back successfully. This event later led to a 10-year ban on the felling of trees in the Alagananda river valley. So, in 1974, the village, Reni, some of the government officials came to cut 2,000 trees from the village. At that time, under the leadership of Kaura Devi, a group of women came over there and they encircled the trees and make the officials went back from the scene. After that, the government declared a 10-year ban on the felling of trees in the Alagadanda river valley. In many ways, the Chipko movement is also considered as a women's movement, as women of the villages understood the importance of forest for food, fuel and water and came forward to oppose the government's decision to cut down the trees. So, Chipko movement is known as a women's movement because they know the importance of forest for food, fuel and water, and they came forward to oppose the government's decision to cut down the trees. The success of the movement led to 15-year ban on the commercial felling of trees in Uttarakhand, which later led to the Save Himalaya movement and generated great awareness worldwide on the importance of forest and the responsibility of each one of us to plant more trees and protect the environment. Because of the success of the movement, it led to a 15-year ban of cutting trees for industrial purpose or commercial purpose in Uttarakhand, and which led to the Save Himalaya movement and which created great awareness worldwide to conserving the forest and the responsibility of each person to plant trees and conserve the environment or protect the environment. So dear students, that's the end of the reading comprehension. You go through the questions given below, try to do the answers and send the answers through Teams. And the exercise and the grammar part is same as to the reader. So try to do it by yourself, and that also you can send it through Teams. By this, we are completing the grade 6 English chapters. So all the best for the exams. We will meet you in the next year. Till then, goodbye.